Hello, this is the Tradesight U.S. Stocks and Futures Market Preview for Thursday, October 1st, 2015. Hope you had a good week. It's been a little slower on Wednesday than what we saw Monday, Tuesday, and of course I was on the road Monday and Tuesday, so came back for the least exciting day of the week, I would say. But here's a look at the ES front month futures contract. This is the daily chart, and again you can see we've kind of rolled over again as I was expecting. So now we're down near testing the lows from back in August, and we're still in that time of year where things can certainly happen. And I think if we test those lows, that could lead to a pretty good acceleration, obviously, to the downside. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. Of course, that could then lead to a big double bottom in the market. Everything will be good come November, but that's for then. For now, we need to be able to trade this, obviously. So what did we actually get today? The S&P ended up closing up 35 after being down prior 2 days. NDX was up 97.69. Again, a lot of it was the gap up for the session. You'll see that when we look at the intraday charts. Here's the stocks up 22. Biotechs were up 135. These have already cracked the August lows. The VIX retreated $2.33 after hitting back above 28 2 days in a row. Trend closed at 0.43, but the 10-day moving average is 1.45. Got a couple of high readings there over the last 10 days. NASDAQ volume closed at 2.1 billion shares, and we've had about that the last 3 days. So good volume. Just wasn't quite as interesting. You'll see it on the intraday. Advancers led decliners by 14.35 on the NASDAQ and by 15.95 on the New York. Google gained 15.76. Notice how well, now that we're almost 2 weeks out, that 13 seeker sell signal worked on Google. And I should point out, by the way, when you look at this chart, we're only 5, maybe 6 bars down towards a new startup count. Yep, 6, 7 bars down. So a couple more candles down, and that fulfills that sell signal, just so you're aware. Apple gained $1.24, holding the risk line from its buy signal, but that's kind of a weak buy signal for a couple of reasons. Here's Amazon back up 15.82. The stock has held up well in this decline, and Netflix also held up well, up 4.98. All right, let's take a look at the intraday chart. We will go to 5-minute candles. You can see the gap up, obviously, here. So after a little bit of wiggling around on Tuesday, after a decline on Monday, you can see the 13 buy signal early Tuesday morning, by the way, on the Comer. And then gap up, and we left that gap unfilled, held the highs of Tuesday, essentially, and now basically closed. The funny thing is you basically closed only a couple points above where you opened. So overall, we didn't make a lot of progress for the session, but besides the gap. And now we're very close to a Comer 13 sell signal if we just make new highs. One more time on this. And here's the NASDAQ side, the NQs. Same deal, actually pretty flat for the session. This is because it was end of month, end of quarter. All the statements printing holds the market in place a lot of times. So there wasn't much to be done. We did have a couple of trades. But it was a mixed bag compared to the prior days. Here's a look at, in terms of data coming out tomorrow, we've got the Challenger job cuts at 7:30 a.m. We've got the initial and continuing jobless claims data. That's the weekly numbers. An hour before the market. We've got ISM index and construction spending 30 minutes into the market. And natty gas an hour into the market. And then auto and truck sales after the close. Friday, because we don't typically do a market preview for Friday unless something really volatile happens on Thursday. So just getting you ready for Friday, we do have the unemployment rate an hour before the bell with the non-farm payrolls. That's obviously a big number to the market, so we'll be aware of that. And now that we've got the statements printed for end of quarter, they're free to get things moving either way here again. So just be aware of that. And we will be in the lab as usual, trying to help you make some money, hoping for some extra volatility. I'd prefer it to the downside right now. It's a better way to go. Charts as usual brought to you by East Signal. Have a great trading day.